Sarah, is that a lot of times people who don't know us and know me and know my customer, when you say she's 94, people think of old, there's a fun 94. We enjoy it. She's fun to have around. We talk. She's interesting. When she used to go on all those river cruises down the Mississippi, she's done every big river in Europe.
That's amazing.
And she, Mississippi, and they got stranded and this and that. I've been listening to stories. I wish I could remember them all, but so it's not just a lot of men, different places. Oh, you do a bunch of old ladies. Well, there's one of them, and she's just fun to have. We've been so lucky.
Yeah, well, you always had customers that were all over the place with a range of stories and experiences, and you really lived through those vicariously, all those stories, I think.
A lot of different walks of life too.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was fun.
So it was 1966, you said?
Here, yep.
And then was the O'Brien's across the street?
Hotel Vermont, where Mom and I got married, right down the corner here. On the corner of Main and St. Paul.
Okay,
Yeah, big. It's a rooming house. It's condos now. That was Hotel Vermont. Hi there. Good.
Hi.
Do you need people?
Oh, wonderful.
This is my son, Elena. How are you?
Hi, I'm Elena.
Nice to meet you.
I was going to say, you look, usually the populace here is
Yeah,
the
everyone looks
populace
like
that I
here.
deal with every day. We had 2 call-outs at work today. It was ridiculous.
What was it?
Oh, I'm a nurse's aide over at Burlington Health and Rehab.
Oh, okay. Working?
You look nice. I like your hair.
Well, thank you. I was kind of having a hot flash, so I
Well.
took my outer blouse off. And feeling
We hear a lot of good
naked
things.
and-
We hear a lot of good things about you on the second floor.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is that means we don't hear about
Well,
what an
exactly.
insane person is on the second floor anymore.
Right. And the mailman that just came in the truck started in the doorway, and we're the type of landlords. I said, "Can I help you?" And he said, "I have a package." And I said, "Okay, for Elena." And I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "You can leave it here." Well, there's $2.71 due. I said, "Okay."
Reject it.
That's
Reject it.
That's no, that's the problem. I have custom tenants to say, reject it. I said, no problem, we'll pay it. Well, Mark came down, and when he went back up, Debbie gave him the money so he could leave, and Mark came down, and I guess paid it, so you owe Mark.
All right. Well, we'll pay him in kisses. Let's wait.
Ah, there you go.
Oh.
It's good currency.
Have a good night, you guys.
Take
Nice
care.
to meet you. So that's your new tenant?
She's the new tenant with her boyfriend on the second floor. Mark. Where did Mark go to college, Elena?
He went to the University of Southern Maine.
Southern
And
Maine?
he got his associates at Southern Maine Community College in Media Studies, and then he went and got his bachelor's at the University of Southern Maine.
But he hasn't been able to find a job in his
No, and
career.
there's just nothing around here. So,
Yeah.
thank God he has something to fall back on.
Hopefully it'll
Yep.
break. Something break.
All right, well, fare the cold.
Take care. So he worked at Hannaford during college, so he got a job right away, which I'm glad about, at Hannaford. So he is working, and now she just started.
So how did you find this building when you bought it? You decided to go out on your own? And then you bought the building, or you...
Bill
I mean, you had to
O'Brien.
do- yeah.
Bill O'Brien actually gave me a push.
Yeah, I remember.
He almost said, Peter, he got sick. He made Norbert Collin and I managers while he was sick with cancer. And in those days, it was called, it wasn't chemo. You wore a helmet practically, and they gave you an x-ray, and he had brain tumor, and he came back. That did not kill him. And when he came back, Norbert and I were getting paid quite a bit extra to manage while he was sick. And he said, boys, it's up to you. You can stay, or you can go on your own. And, but, you know, he took that, because he said, we can't have three of us managing this place, you know,
Right.
too many. So, he gave me the push that I needed, and of course Grandma Poole, and, you know, was working at Fashionality, so I said, well, I'm gonna start looking.
Wait, she was cutting hair.
I went to hairdressing
But-
school with her.
Okay, because originally she was at Bo's. which
She
is-
worked 9 years at Bo's Restaurant, so, but then when she went to work at Fashionality, which was another big salon, I went to O'Brien's, and I was there, and that's when she got out of beauty school the same time as I did. She finally came to work here.
She
but-
came to work here?
She worked at Fashionality for a while, and then I hired her
Oh, I
here
didn't know that.
from Fashionality. Then Mom went to hairdressing school, and when she graduated, she came here and worked. So Adrian worked here, Mom worked there, and I worked here, you know, that type of thing. But,
That's interesting. For how long was that though? Because I know Grandma
I
then
was
opened up the place in Richmond.
right, but she was here a long time, good 10, 15.
See, that was a gap that I didn't really know.
Yeah,
I didn't
for
know.
quite a while. I don't know what year now, to be honest with you, but at O'Brien's I was making, take home was $32.56 a week.
Oh, I thought you were going to say per day.
$32 and we were being paid $40 a week. And when they took out taxes, it was 32 something take home.
Painful.
And you were living on Hayward Street in those days, and I'd walk back and forth to work. But then, when I started to look, the doctor that delivered you, Dr. Borgman, was Mom's gynecologist. This was his office.
Oh.
Mom came here. This was the waiting room, examining room. The door here, they'd go through the hallway here from my coat rack. And Dr. Borgman had just moved out of here. He went up, that's in 1966, that's when doctors, David, started to go together, like 2 or 3
Practices, right.
practicing together. And so I rented this for $115 a month.
From him?
No, Edith Flanders, who lived upstairs. Edith Flanders lived upstairs. Her husband was Dr. Flanders. You been going this way? Huh? You're going like this.
Yeah.
I'm not cutting much here, because
That's
it
good.
doesn't look that, it wasn't that short. It was heavy through here.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's cool.
I gotta take
Yeah.
out this one white eyebrow. Jeez, it's sticking out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, you need to trim his eyebrows if he doesn't do that.
But Edith Flanders was married to a doctor, and he practiced here. And when he divorced her, he gave his girlfriend the other side of the house,
Oh my God.
and his ex-wife on this side of the house, and he left, I guess. And that's when they sold to Edith, to, you know, Mrs. Small. So that's how she got that side of the house.
She was fun.
Yep, we had all kinds of lawsuits and hassle with her, but that was in 1966, so that's the way this happened.
And then for most of the time, was it 3 or 4 people in a chair? Probably about 3.
We had 4, David. We actually had 4. Mom worked only part-time, so there was like 3. But we actually had, you know, Teresa Patwin was my first girl. She had 16 brothers and sisters from Hardwick, Vermont. And I just met somebody that knows her.
Well, you must know the whole family. There's someone everywhere.
Yeah. So,
I remember that one woman whose son I went to boys camp with. Lived on the north end.
oh yes, Carmen LaPlante. Carmen LaPlante, yeah. Rough area.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I went to boys camp and the kid held my head underwater.
Oh,
I'll never forget that. Something about fear of drowning that'll imprint a memory. His name was Blue Jay, nickname.
well, and the thing, when I first rented this, you know, there was no doorway from the hall. You could look over Edith Flanders could look over her wraparound railing and look down, and every night she snuck in here and checked on my business and what was going on and if everything was shut off, and, you know, it was that kind of an arrangement. The third floor tenant that she had would come down and take a bath in her bathtub. She slept in the kitchen. This lady slept in the kitchen, and she rented her bedroom out to a barber.
This is bizarre.
So his last name, I think it was Sylvester or something, I don't know, but I can still, he had a barbering place here in Burlington. A lot of things changed.
Well, it's just a lot more money now. I mean, that's.
And if you were to sit at the color chair over there and look straight across, I lived at the YMCA on the third floor, and that's that corner room for $8.50 a week. I lived at the Y for 3 years while Mom and I were dating. And when I came back from the service, I joined the service, went away in the basic training, went to school, came back and moved back into the Y, because where the hell could I live for $8 and something a week? I saved so much money, it was unreal. Now, let me just
I was telling Sarah about the big, huge Christmas decorations we used to do, and you guys used to do, and Mom, and
Yep. She did a display every year right over here.
cookies
Yep.
galore.
Well, Debbie kept that up too.
Yeah.
We've had cookies every Christmas, fudge, cookies, peanut brittle.
Hundreds of cookies, man, over the season.
Oh.
Nowadays, nobody would make their own cookies. They'd go out and buy.
Debbie went home every time we got low, she'd cook another batch of cookies. Now Romeo and Adrian and Mom, we used to make the, I don't know what you call them, like refrigerator cookies or something, and then freeze them. You know, they were cookies that were.
She videoing this?
Mm-hmm. I don't think they knew that though until you mentioned
Well, I
it.
thought you were charging your phone. when you
No,
were over
and I
there.
videoed you with the woman who was here earlier.
How you doing, Sarah?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?